I'm a people pleaser, and that's death. It's like I have a lot of friends that are very successful agencies, and we all sat down one time and go, what do you think's the one thing that sabotages actors' careers? And everyone agreed, all these top agents agreed, it's when we placate, when we try to please. I'm like, oh crap, that's me.
Welcome to Common Sense Mamita. I'm Lydia Nicole, and if you are interested in acting tips, showbiz insight, or any life lessons, you've come to the right place. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get all the information as it comes out in real time. Today, I am so excited to have at my table an amazing man who is not only an actor, photographer, but he is also someone who helps other actors figure out their branding, which is so important. Please help me welcome Mark Atteberry. Yay, Mark,
Hey.
How are you? What would you tell your younger self?
That's a funny question always. Because I don't believe in that stuff. I love the destiny I've been on. I love the mistakes I made early on. So it's always a funny question to me. I think it's have more fun. I mean, I tend to, even with acting now, I'm too serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm going to approach this. I'm going to put all my time to this. Getting an audition, it's just like tirelessly. I want to be the best person in the room. So I'm going to work until 3 a.m. in this script. And I'm waking up again at 6 a.m. I'm working tirelessly. And then I'm going to try to find my way to emotionally get to where I'm at. And I think it's just like, sometimes you just don't have to do anything. You just be yourself and have more fun. I think that would have made all the difference in the world. I'm a people pleaser, and that's death. It's like I have a lot of friends that are very successful agencies, and we all sat down one time and go, what do you think's the one thing that sabotages actors' careers? And everyone agreed, all these top agents agreed, it's when we placate, when we try to please. I'm like, oh crap, that's me. So, that's something I would say. It's just like, look, when it comes to your art, you throw paint on a canvas however you want. You don't let no one tell you what to do. You don't do it. You just do it your way.
Mm-hmm.
Have more fun doing it. Just let yourself go.
So what's the most fun you've had on a set?
I was just up for Emmy this season.
No.
So, yeah, I did not get a nomination, but I was actually in the running. ABC.
Congratulations. Let's stop for a second, because that's huge.
Oh, it was huge. It was
Yeah,
fun.
I just finished doing a campaign for a documentary did. So,
Yeah.
brother, I know
Yeah.
how intense that is.
It is. It is intense.
Now,
So,
did you do it yourself?
ABC submitted me. So
Okay.
it was for the people. It's actually, I'll tell you a quick story.
Tell me.
Because the story
I wanna
totally
hear.
applies to everything that we do.
Okay.
It came from the audition. I got the audition. I read this. It's an autistic survivalist. So he's autistic and he lives out in the wilderness because he's not comfortable with society. Society pushes him into a corner. He gets uncomfortable. He's confronted at one point by a ranger and ends up killing the guy. But he's way out of his comfort zone. And he's an incredibly sympathetic character, I thought. Well, I have 2 nephews that have forms of autism. I have a friend who his son has Down syndrome. It's very personal to me. It's very personal. And I'm like, I know this character. I had a rough childhood. So I know this character. I brought all that in, did all my work, went into the casting session. There was an assistant there who actually ran the particular session, which surprised me because it's a big role. We started reading, we did the first scene, and it was a 2-page monologue. So I finished up this 2-page monologue, and she goes, yeah, that wasn't so good, was it? It's like, what? And I just started laughing uncomfortable. Like, what are you talking about? And because I thought, I know this character. This is me. This is so much me. She said, yeah, I mean, you're not even looking him in the eye. Like, look the reader in the eye and just have a conversation, which is all the stuff casting people say. And I got really pissed off in my head. Now, you're a 22-year-old failed actress.
You don't
And
know
I said,
anything.
you don't know anything about this character. I said, this one's personal to me, in my head. I didn't say that out loud. And so she gave about 6 adjustments. And she's like, you understand? I said, And I did it exactly the same way with slight purposeful adjustments, looking directly at her so she'd see my adjustments. But I know this character. And then we went on to the 5-page scene. We did this 5-page scene. And it was just like, thank you, Mark. All I cared about was, did it go to the director? And it did. The tape went to the director, and obviously I booked it. And getting on set, the director's just like, that scene is just miles ahead what every other actor brought in. And I felt like going, well, because you have someone giving terrible direction in the room. I didn't say that, obviously. The point is, that's how I got it. This is very personal to me. And on set, I had a blast. I let myself go. It's just like, you know what? I know this character. I want to be this character. This character is me. I'm just going wherever it goes. And I had a great director I've worked with 3 different times that was so good at allowing me to do it. Just gave me the freedom to run with it. And sure enough, ABC submitted it for
That's awesome.
Shonda Rhimes. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, yeah.
That's wonderful. And you've worked for Shondaland a few times.
Several times.
Different
4 times,
things.
5 times. Yeah.
You did Grey's Anatomy.
I did Grey's. I did Scandal.
I was a big Grey's fan, so I said, there's Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. As an actor, when you get on set and you're a guest star? You're only on maybe a couple days. You're not part of the crew, the show. How do you as an actor handle yourself?
There's a really fine line, and you probably know this too, of being too social because you're really not part of those circles yet, and then also just really bringing what you bring. So I did a show, and I won't say the name of the show because I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but the lead actor that I was working with was a hero of mine, a hero, and I'm his best friend in the show. And so I sat there and I was so excited. We have a lot of things in common. I was excited about talk about this and to work with this guy and whatever. So anyway, as we launched into it, he and I had no chemistry, like no chemistry. And I'm thinking, okay, I can either really let this bother me or just kind of go do my own thing and bring my role and just be a best friend when the camera's rolling as best I possibly can, which is what I did. So there's a fine line of let that go. You don't need to be popular. You don't need to be, Robin Williams coming on to Happy Days and going to have a whole series the next week. If that happens, great. If it doesn't, then great. But anyway, that's what I focused on, was that little, just have fun, be you, let it go.
As an actor, what do you like about film work and what do you like about episodic work? Because they're two different mediums.
I'm a giant fan of short stories. When I was touring as a musician, the greatest thing in the world is I had a ton of time to read. So I read every famous novel, which was fantastic. And then I read millions of short stories, and I fell in love with short stories. So to me, taking someone on a 2-hour journey from start to finish is a challenge, a huge challenge. So that's why I think I like film so much, because you can develop something over time on television, but I love that genre of just like, let's open it and close it and nail this thing. TV's different. TV, you develop a character, you get a personality about it, you try to find creative ways to keep bringing people back next week, that whole thing. So they're two different genres. Right now, there's so much good TV writing, so many different shows about so many different things. I heard a showrunner said that there's only about 12 shows you could have sold 10 years ago and beyond, really only about 12 different things. Now you can, anything you want. You can write a story about anything and it can work.
Have you done theater as an actor?
Yeah.
What do you like about theater?
Well, theater is ours. Theater is entirely ours. So once it's directed and going, it's entirely the actor's medium. So you're in control of that stuff, you're in control of the audience, you're in control of what happens. It's really, really great. Also, I think it's some of the best training we can get.
Oh, yeah.
Because the audience lets you
can't
do children's
pause.
theater. If you do children's theater,
I have.
It's brutal. I mean, they're going to let you know if you're good or bad.
I've done theater in prisons.
Is that
so
right?
They really let you know.
That's great.
Yes. And you mentioned that you also directed some commercials.
And films, a couple of films as well.
But in the commercial realm, because you did commercials and then you directed commercials, what did you learn from the directing that you could then take back to just doing a commercial? Because it's a whole different animal.
It is. Commercials are different. Commercials are about demographics. It's that simple. It's like, who are we going to cast to appeal to this particular demographic that has this particular personality, and so it's just about picking and choosing the right fits for that, because everything that's on that sheet that they put in front of you with this frame is this that's exactly what they want.
The storyboards.
Exactly. That's exactly what they want, because 1,000 people have thought through this and what they want to say. So really, acting is so not really involved in that process.
You're just being of service.
You're literally being of service.
From frame to frame.
Right, and you need to be likable. You need to do all that stuff. And have a good time. But film is different, because film acting does play a part. Still not as much as we think it does, but it does play a big part of it.
And so, having directed film, what did you learn as an actor?
Well, directing film is interesting because it's the director's medium. And we as actors forget that, and we think our acting is going to matter. Where best experience ever with a director is Fincher. I worked in Gone Girl. Fincher does do hundreds of takes. That's true. It's very, very true. Very true. Very true. Ad nausea, hundreds of takes. But Fincher will literally, it's not like he goes, all right, do it again. It's like, he's not trying to wear you out, which is what Kubrick did and a few others. He's literally going, all right, let's bring in something of this. Is there something for your childhood that's more reminiscent of it? Let's bring that in now. Let's try this now. Let's do, and it's carving this thing, and everything you've worked on for 25 are gone in the first 25 takes. Everything. Then it gets into this new territory. That's what I love about directing, because you're working with good directors, work with the actors to take it to this new territory. It becomes this new thing with new chemistry that you have opposite whoever you're playing opposite. And that's the brilliance of it, is how do we create this great chemistry that the camera just can't help but see. It's a maneuvering thing. It helped me as an actor because it freed me up too.
Wow.
But just trust people. Just do what you do and trust.
You have touched it in front of the camera and behind the camera. Not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
Especially as an artist, not a lot of people can say, people like to stay in that little lane. But you've touched all these mediums. What would you say to somebody who wanted to explore, starting from a performer place, because it could be acting, it could be music, it could be dance. But from a performer place, would you encourage them to try all different mediums?
Trying is fine, but you cannot have success if you don't focus.
Okay.
So that I'm really specific about. You've got to focus. I have people all the time in my class, and you remember, I think you know, one of the portions of my class is focusing on your passion. What are you
Yes.
passionate about? People go, well, that's hard because I'm like, I'm passionate about this and this and this. But the thing is you can do it all, but you've got to focus on one to get you there.
Yeah.
So there's a great Russian proverb that I love. It says, if you shoot for 2 rabbits, you'll hit neither. You've got to shoot for one.
Yeah, my thing is you can do everything, just not at the same time.
Yeah, and that's true.
You know, you
But
gotta
rely
pick
on the
that
one.
Yes.
Let the one
Yes.
get you. And people are like, well, I like them equally.
Yes.
It's like, well, then just pick one.
Yes.
Just pick one and focus.
Yes.
You know,
At
give
least for
yourself-
this year.
And do 2 years, because every business model says it usually takes 2 years for any business before they have a level of success. Go next 2 years, that's what it is.
Mark, this has been joyful for me. It has
thank you.
been so
It's fun.
cool to talk to you and be able to share a lot of commonalities about
I
teachers.
know.
And also to hear your wisdom and all that you've learned from your career in all these different mediums. And I am a big fan of Mark, not just as an actor, but as a photographer, as someone who helps people with brand, as a director. Because one of the things he did in shooting me was direct me. Not pose me, but direct me. Thank you so much for joining us, and please comment below on what you learned, what spoke to you, and what you took away from this interview. And if you are an actor in Los Angeles, you must take Mark's class, especially if you don't know what it is that you sell. He will help you, he will navigate you and let you get focused on what it is that you sell, what your niche is. I look at the link below. We have all of Mark's information. Please run, take his class, run like Forrest, run and take that class, because it will help you a lot as an actor. That's all I have for you today. If you loved what you saw, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get everything in real time. That's it. See you later.